everybody. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. We are here to talk about all the rest in the Christmas season, coming to BT, to Great American Family, to to Netflix, Disney, all of the channels. We are covering and we're previewing them. We won't necessarily recap all of these on the podcast. But we just wanted to let everybody to be aware of them, and you can watch them to your heart's content. And we might, as our tradition, throw in a few little horror movies coming up. So it's a lot of fun. And I am film critic Rachel Wagner, and Jennifer Chandler's here.
Hello.
And Ryan Cam is here.
I'm back.
Merry Christmas to both of you. And thank you for coming on doing this.
Thank you for having us, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And this year is actually a lot less than in some other years. Like last year, on this podcast, we didn't do BT. We had a different preview. And so, especially if you take those out, it's way less than last year. And only one on Netflix. No, like Ion, no, there's a bunch of networks who aren't doing any that did some last year. So people are cutting back on the Christmas fare this year. So hopefully,
I wonder if that's viewer related. I didn't look at any of the ones that we reviewed last year to see how they performed.
I think it probably is a little bit of market saturation, but also I think it has to do with the strikes. They just wasn't able to make as much, especially for like they just announced Lifetime slate today, and they're only doing 12 movies, which they've done as many as 30. So it's some years. And because Lifetime is owned by Disney, they weren't able to get like the waivers and other stuff that Hallmark was able to get. So quite a bit less.
Wait a minute. Lifetime is owned by Disney.
It is. Yeah, that's a lot of people don't know that, but it is.
I'm one of them. I did not know
that. Yep. So because it is kind of funny because in the world of the Christmas movie space, Hallmark is like, seems like the powerhouse. It's the one that gets the best ratings and everything like that. But in the world of media, they're actually like Crown Hallmark Media, Crown Media, they're actually considered a small studio, small distributor, like they were able to get the waivers that like an Ion or an A24 or Neon or places like that they were able to get those waivers. They're considered small in the world of media compared to Disney or a Fox or that kind of a thing. So it's sort of interesting, but I think that's the bigger reason why it's just not as many movies were made. But hopefully it means we get quality over quantity, which is always good.
It seems like the networks that aren't doing any just gave all their energy to GAC. They're like, give all our energy to you, because GAC is just like, all right, here's 100 of them.
And we don't normally cover Great American Family on this podcast, but a lot of these movies, they're movies you'll be able to find on Tubi and other services. And so I thought it's worth just doing the preview, and then people can watch them. And so if there's ones that are available other places, like I said, Tubi, Pluto, stuff like that, Crackle, then we will recap them. But there we go. So let's dive in, and let's remind everybody about our ranking system that we do for these preview shows. We have the lowest score is a coal. Our next up is a sock. Next up is an orange. And then higher than that, the highest of all is a diamond ring. So very, very fun.
I'm not wearing one. I just blinged it.
Just the universal sign.
Yes, indeed.
Well, you're the only one of us that would have one. So
I have one. I am not wearing it.
Right. All right. Well, let's dive in. Let's talk about it. The first one is a Wesley Christmas Wedding, BT 11-2. This Dorian Wilson, Jasmine Guy, director Patricia Kofi Jones, writers Brie West Chazetier. When the Wesley family gets back together for a glorious Christmas wedding, they must overcome the shenanigans of a Momzilla, A few crazed exes and new family additions. Some wanted, others tolerated. Before the betrothed couple says I do. Now, last year, I must say I had a pretty mixed at best experience covering BET. That's why we're not covering them this year. A lot of them, they were very like, they loved having like cat fights and gold diggers. And you can see that a little bit with this, a few crazed exes and things like that about this. The first Wesley Christmas was okay. It had, I'm trying to remember, I think it had this like really random like Vietnam War veteran story that got really dark. I might be getting my BET movies confused, so I apologize. But I remember thinking it was okay. And I love Jasmine Guy, but I'm gonna give it I'll give this one, just because I don't want to be too hard on all the BET movies, but I'll give this one an orange because I remember thinking the first one was okay. And I do like Jasmine Guy a lot. But what about you? What do you think, Jennifer?
I think from the trailer alone, it just seemed very hectic, like you were talking about, just lots of drama for the sake of drama and kind of cattiness and pettiness. But it also had like all the family dynamics I'm looking for in like a holiday movie. Right. So I gave it, I hate to start out of the gate making up stuff, but like a hesitant orange. So I'm orange. A cautious orange.
A clementine.
Yeah, a clementine.
You're like peel it halfway and take a bite.
Yeah. Yeah. So I thought it had the potential to be cute, but from the chaos of the trailer, if the movie is actually like the chaos of the trailer.
What do you think, Ryan?
I think I'm gonna go orange as well. I think there is potential here. When it said Momzilla, I'm like, okay, I think I have a feeling I know what's going to happen here. So I mean, there is that, but I mean, I don't want to say this is bad because this didn't look bad, but it just, I don't know, it felt very, very samey to me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Heart for the Holidays. And this is Eric Peoples, Kyle Lauder, and Starletta DePois. Director David M. Parks. Writers David C. Burnett, Lori Beth Burnett, and Shaylee Madison. Hardworking businesswoman Rachel travels to the small town of Cheverly for a life-saving heart transplant. Fate connects her with a heart donor, Miss Sims, who tragically dies in a car accident. In Cheverly, Rachel crosses paths with Amy, who also received an organ from the same donor. As Rachel attempts to leave the town, an inexplicable force keeps her bound to Cheverly, and she discovers a deep affection for the community. Amid her journey, Rachel unexpectedly falls in love with Scott, Amy's brother. A lot going on here, and this is one of those romances that could easily be a horror movie. She like can't leave. Like,
I was going to say, when it said like an inexplicable force, I was just sitting there like, wait, this is how like Groundhog Day starts. Like a force keeps Bill Murray in Punxsutawney.
You could do an entire show just on reframing Christmas films as horror films, and it'd be hilarious.
Well, I always say most of the time you just change out the score and
recut the trailer, and you're just like, why can't I leave the town? And like, it's Christmas here forever.
There was one on Hallmark last year called Fabled Holiday, where it really was a horror movie. Like I'm convinced that they couldn't leave this magical fairy tale Christmas land that they were in. And as soon as the one tried to leave, he like got a heart attack and he was in the hospital. I'm like, they can't leave.
My word.
And it was supposed to be this like whimsical, charming thing. I'm like, it was so funny.
Read the room, Hallmark. Read the room.
Be happy or die.
I'm gonna give this one like these like canned oranges. This is like really close to being a sock, but I'm gonna be optimistic that it'll be sweet. What about you, Jennifer?
I said an unripened orange.
We're the same then on this.
There's like a potential. I mean, I love Return to Me with
Yeah, I love
David
that
Duchovny and
too.
Minnie Driver, and so this could go in that kind of vein where
Yeah.
it's wholesome and sweet and slightly
Mhm.
tragic, or it could just be awful and manipulative and
Yeah.
creepy because there's an unknown force keeping her in town. So
I've always dreamed of a Irish Italian restaurant after watching Return to Me.
Yeah,
Somebody needs
I
to
bet
make
there
that
is one
happen.
somewhere. I'm
So
sure
you could
there is.
get ravioli with a side of sauerkraut. That's the dream someday. Ryan, what about you?
I'm going with like an orange flavored Flintstones vitamin.
That's good. Yeah.
It's like enough orange to kind of know, but at the same time, it's like orange. So
Yeah. Very
I think
good.
at this point, the rating system is more of a guideline than it is a rating system.
we're just it's a
Well, I mean,
framework for
they really
vamping.
don't mean anything. I mean, because we haven't seen the movie, so it's just
Right.
Okay, next is Christmas Angel. And this is Sky Black, Danny Lee, Romeo Miller, Elise Neal, Tamar Braxton, Jan O'Reilly, and Iris Gasper. And it's directed and written by Lizrael Lisan. Troubled R&B megastar Angel St. James is the face of every major magazine news outlet. However, when her fake happiness peaks, she is forced to face her reality. While driving to get away for a few days, her car breaks down on a desolate road. A simple stranger offers to help her fix her car. I'm seeing the horror movie absolutely right now. She decides to step out on faith and enjoy Christmas with this random stranger and his 8-year-old daughter. She discovers the magic of Christmas and love and the family she always wanted. Whoever wrote this is kind of funny. The random stranger.
So
Desolate road. Like, they're not trying to make it sound whimsical at all. Like, a simple stranger offers to help fix her car in the desolate road.
I'm really sorry to interrupt you, Rachel,
No,
but this plot sounds eerily similar to this 2014 movie I saw. I think, Rachel, you might have seen it. Jennifer, you might not have. It's called Beyond the Lights.
Oh, yeah.
It
Yeah,
starred
you're right.
Gugu Mbatha Raw,
That is a
Nate
good
Parker, and Minnie Driver. Gugu Mbatha Raw plays a pop star, like a very big
It's a good
one,
movie.
and she basically like grows tired of it because her mom becomes like, well, the kind of mom to a pop star. She's very demanding. She like takes potatoes off her plate at breakfast because she can't have any carbs and
Don't
that whole.
touch my potatoes. That is not.
I believe me,
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with you. But,
it's kind of like a new take on Bodyguard, kind of. It's good.
Oh,
You'd like it, Jennifer.
yeah, it looks good. I was pulling it up on IMDb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was directed by Gina Prince Blythewood, who wrote Love and Basketball, and she would go on to direct The Woman King. So she's done quite a few things.
She's good. She's good. Well, this one, I'm gonna go to sock, but it's possible it could be good. What do you think, Jennifer?
I will give our first Cole. I was like,
yeah.
I've heard this. There's nothing specifically in the summary. It's hard when there's not a trailer. To get a feel for how it's actually going to play out, obviously.
Well, it's just a weirdly written summary when they talk about desolate roads and random strangers. And
well, it got me thinking when you're talking about the writer's strike. I'm like, where did they obtain the people to write the synopses for these?
Right.
Like, maybe
that's true.
it's like
that's a good
a horror writer. They're like, hey, I've got some side work for you. Could you write these Christmas synopses for me? So I just gave it a Cole.
What do you give it, Ryan?
I am in agreement with Jennifer. I'm going Cole on this one. If I want to watch Beyond the Lights, I'll watch Beyond the Lights.
All right. So then we have Sworn Justice, Taken Before Christmas. Michelle Morgan, Leyland B. Martin, Vivica A. Fox, Melissa Ford, and Preacher Lawson. Director and writer Nicole G. Lair and Jennifer Snow, Jennifer Snow has 8 Christmas movies coming this season. 8. So she's like incredible. But this is her only
she's like Candace
thriller.
Cameron who?
Yeah. So she's incredible. And it says on Christmas Eve, a hardened detective and her DA boyfriend are both informed that each other has been kidnapped. As the world closes for the holiday, they're locked out of their computers and phones and must follow the demands of the menacing voice giving them orders. This leads to a snowy night of cat and mouse thrills as the two fight for their survival. I mean, this one, it is a little bit hard not having a trailer because I feel like I'd get an idea of like, it sounds very like COVID-y, like filmed in 2 rooms, which can be good, but usually isn't. It's just not my thing. So I'm going to give this a cold, but it does have a good writer. So maybe, I don't know. Jennifer?
I gave it a sock because it took a chance.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It sounds like they weren't kidnapped. Like they're both working to find the other person, but if they're both working to find the other person, then I would imagine neither one of them are actually stuck somewhere. But again, I'm just assuming since I haven't seen a trailer. So they made an attempt. It's creative. I'd give it a shot, but I'm very nervous about what that would actually look like.
They're both kidnapped and they're locked out of their computers and phones and must follow the demands of the menacing voice giving them orders.
So if they're in a room to do what?
Yeah, exactly. Is this like a Saw
stand on your head?
I hate to be this guy all the time to like remember this movie, but there was this movie back in 2008 called Eagle Eye. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of it. It stars Shia LaBeouf and Michelle Monaghan. It's literally about these. Yes. It's literally about these two people who are controlled by this voice to do these things, basically being controlled. So
was it any good?
I honestly have not seen it in a minute, but I remember thinking it was just okay. But as I was hearing this out loud, like, wow.
And I don't know if this is like a series, Sworn Justice : Taken Before Christmas. I have no idea.
I have to watch that movie. I like old school Shia and the things he was in. It's got Rosario Dawson, Michael Chiklis, Anthony Mackie, Billy Bob Thornton. Like it's a good cast.
So Ryan, what do you give? What do you give Sworn Justice?
Like he goes to sleep into his apartment, Shia LaBeouf's character, and wakes up with nothing but like bomb supplies in there.
Ooh.
That's like a Cloverfield Lane. She wakes up and she's in the
sort of kinda, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. All right. What do you give Sworn Justice, Ryan?
You know what? I think Orange is more generous than Sock, right? So
yes.
So I think I will be a little more generous. I'll go Orange on this.
Okay. All right. Then we have So Fly Christmas, Tashina Arnold, Tammy Roman, Robert Christopher Riley, Larissa Romaine, Jackie Harry, Tommy Davidson, and Michael Collier. Director Terry J. Vaughn and writer Clarence Williams. After being stood up at the altar on Christmas Eve, Wetta loses her love on her favorite holiday. To show her solidarity, Wetta's best friend Dion suggests that the two of them renounce love. Things become complicated when Dion falls for a mild-mannered record store owner and tries to keep it under wraps. This sounds kind of fun. It has a good cast. I really like everybody, and maybe one of these movies will finally let Jackie Harry be funny. She's done so many of these Christmas movies, and she's almost always has to play it serious. And I would love to see her be funny. Tommy Davidson can be funny. It's a good cast. And I know Terry J. Vaughn has done a bunch. So I'm going to be optimistic about this one and say, I'm going to say this one will get a good orange. This might be the most promising looking one, or one of the most promising ones. I think it sounds pretty good. What do you think, Jennifer?
Well, I think I'm a Grinch because I gave it a dirty sock.
Okay.
It's just in the plot summary. There's just so much and already backstabby and being left at the altar, and then you're lying to your friends. I don't know. Just not what I'm looking for in a Christmas movie personally, but so I gave it a dirty sock. Didn't full on give it cold because like you said, I think there's potential, but I don't know until we watch it.
What do you think, Ryan?
I'm just gonna go clean sock, and I think the only reason is that, you know, I was reading this and I was like, Yep, she says she's through with love, and then all of a sudden she meets like, yeah, record store owner. Like, who owns a record store in 2023? Like, I don't mean to be mean.
Hipsters.
Oh, that's true, yes. But I don't know. Somehow that's the most unrealistic part of this plot.
Yeah, and so the next one I think is a sequel, if I'm not mistaken. It's Royal Christmas Surprise. It stars Jennifer Freeman, Thapelo Mokina, and Abina Avior. Sorry, I butchered that name. Director Beauty Masavre, Director Beauty Masavre, and writer Charlie Mihalik. And it's Riley is planning the perfect Christmas for her soon-to-be husband, Mandia. As Riley's family hosts Mandia's South African royal parents in Kentucky, Riley receives a surprise from Mandia that will jeopardize her plans with future husband. Yeah, so the first one, I think, is called A Royal Surprise. And it was kind of fun to have a princess movie, a Christmas, a royal movie. It's kind of fun to have a royal movie that is, let me see if I got that name right. Yeah, A Royal Surprise. That was last year. So it was kind of fun to have a holiday film that is about an African royalty. Usually don't see it. Usually they're like Slovenia or Genovia or someplace in Eastern Europe. And usually sequels are terrible. This doesn't sound great, but I'm going to give it a sock. What do you think, Jennifer?
Okay, I think I was searching to find a trailer and I definitely watched A Royal Surprise. And so I was very confused when you were just talking right now. I was like, wait a minute. So she already knows he's royal, so that makes way more sense.
Oh yeah, so the first one's a Royal Surprise and this one's a Royal Christmas Surprise.
Right. Sorry. I gave it a tentative orange. I think I will hold on a tentative orange for a Royal Christmas Surprise. Sequels, sometimes they're great, sometimes they're not. But the first one looked like everybody had chemistry, but it also looked very dramatic. And the trailer for, I know we're not talking about really a Royal Surprise, but it was just like it went from catastrophic event to catastrophic event without anything, like no breathing room in the middle. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So tentative orange.
What do you think, Ryan?
Also, if you're in the Princess Diaries, it's Genovia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some
kind of Ovia.
Yeah,
that's very true. I'm gonna go like an orange sock again. I'm like walking that tightrope, but
all right. The next is The Christmas Ringer, and it's Trent's Kelly Price, Tyler Lepley, Shizette Michelle, and then director Patricia Kufi Jones, writer Greg McBride, who's a friend of the podcast. After her career is derailed by her manager fiance, the reigning Princess of Christmas, defunct R&B singer, retreats to her family's home for the holidays, where her mother convinces her to direct the family's ragtag church choir so they can win a Christmas choir competition.
Now, this sounds like Sister Act without the love part.
Yeah.
Or and the church part.
I do know from Greg that I think this is, if not an outright musical, it's got a lot of music in it, he told me. And he is a good writer. So it gives me a lot more confidence in this because he's good. And not just because he's a friend, but he is very talented. So this one, yeah, I think that it sounds fun enough for going back to the small town. And anything with music is going to get a bump. And so this is going to be probably my highest score because I know the writer or because I know his talent as a writer. So it gives me confidence. So I'm going to give this, I guess, small diamond and I think it's the best, going to be the best of this group. But what do you think, Jennifer?
Well, I admit that before you started talking about it, I had it under sock. but then you mentioned lots of music and that you know the writer and that you were optimistic. So I gave it an orange sock instead of just a normal one.
What do you think, Ryan?
Well, now I feel kind of bad for my Sister Act comment since this person is a friend of yours. So
I like Sister Act. You don't like Sister Act?
No, I do. I think Sister Act is great. I said it and it was like I didn't want it to like sound like I was trying to be like a jerk or something.
Oh no, I think it's a compliment.
Because sometimes my humor works and sometimes it really doesn't.
So what will you give it?
You know what? I'm gonna go with an orange. I feel like there is potential here. I at least like the story that they're going with of the pop star going back and finding her roots. I don't know. It's been done before, but I oddly am forgiving for that one. Like I love stories where like people that had success lose it and then they have to build themselves back up again. I don't know what I like so much about that, but I just do. I like the spirit of that, I guess.
Tropes are tropes for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
All right. So then we have Never Alone for Christmas. This is Megan Vaughn, Alan Maldonado, and Macy Gray. Director Kenny Young, writers Gritz Carter, Phil James, Ned Nally. Lauren gets cold feet and calls off her wedding to Miles, and neither had dreamt they would be forced to spend Christmas alone. Unbeknownst to the other, each winds up at the same Cajun Christmas retreat for singles with someone new in their arms. I'm sorry, this sounds really bad to me. It sounds like we're going to get like infighting and cattiness. And if they didn't show up with someone else in their arms, then I might be more interested if they just were both randomly at this retreat. But I'm going to give this a call. I don't think that sounds very good. But what do you think, Jennifer?
Same. I also gave it a call. It just sounded too much. It's my personal taste. I just don't like all the overlapping.
Yeah. What do you think, Ryan?
I'm going Cole as well, and I can picture some of the scenes where the main characters have to have this difficult conversation and they find like every reason not to, and it just descends from there. Yeah.
All right. So then we have Christmas Rescue, and this Robin Givens, Raven Goodwin, Donnie Carrington. A man abducts the love of his life from her holiday-themed wedding in a desperate last attempt to win her back. I also, Cole, sounds terrible.
Sounds
I like Robin Givens, but
what were we talking about horror movies? I mean,
this
is kidnapping.
Yeah.
A man abducts. Nope, we're good.
For a holiday-themed wedding too? No way. Yeah.
Cole.
Yeah. You agree, Ryan?
Yep, I'm in agreement. We are unanimous.
Okay. Favorite Son Christmas. This is Tank, Daryl Wallace, Lauren Loft, and its writers Patricia Kofi Jones and Tiffany Warren. After the death of their father, Blaine has taken over the Graceway Church as pastor, and their finances are in dire straits. Looking to the Jubilee to save the day, First Lady Rita suggests a So Gifted reunion to rouse the necessary ticket sales. Will the brothers and their wives overcome old gripes and truly reconcile for this Christmas reunion to be successful? So it sounds fun enough, I think. I give this one an orange. The reunion. And it sounds like it's gonna have music, which I like. What do you think, Jennifer?
I gave it an orange sock. It's a story we've heard before. I couldn't tell if the So Gifted is something we were supposed to be familiar with.
Same.
So I mean, if it's a long
I'm sure like if it is like the BET audience is, it must be something they're familiar with.
So there's, potential for nostalgia and familiar relationships and things like that. So I gave it an orange sock because I feel like there's potential, but I don't know. I just wasn't stoked about it.
Mm-hmm. Nothing's coming up when I look up So Gifted.
Same.
So,
but it seems like it means something. It's an all caps.
What do you think, Ryan?
I think I'm going to This is another story that I actually quite like family members who like are away for a long time because of petty things, but then just over time they slowly like start to come back together. Again, I can't put my finger on why, but I've just always been a fan of that story, so I'm going orange. I'm gonna be a little generous on this one.
All right. So we finished oh wait, no, one more. Yeah. So last one for BT is Whatever It Takes. And Tammy Roman Candy Burris and director Talia Brian, writers Malika McCall and Tushonda Whitaker. It's Thanksgiving weekend, snow is falling, Christmas is on the horizon, and the promises of the new year are near. Navigating careers, life, and the nuances of friendship, 5 women bond over the imperfections in their love lives. The holidays bring some of their greatest wishes and others their most profound losses. So I have to say, this sounds, I think, pretty good. It'll depend on the chemistry of the women, but it doesn't. I would be more concerned if there was if it was sort of talk of catfighting and kind of things. But I'm gonna give this an orange. What do you think, Jennifer?
I also gave it an orange. It's one of those movies that sounds like it's about bringing people together, which is I really like, especially around the holidays.
Yeah.
And I like the way it was written. Like it sounds like
sounds
where we were talking about some of the earlier descriptions sounding murdery. This sounds whimsical a little bit and a little bit hopeful. And
yeah,
so I think that helped me feel better about it and more optimistic. So I gave it an orange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think, Ryan?
Honestly, Jennifer took the words right out of my mouth. So
apologies.
no, please, by all means. So orange from me, like a Tropicana orange, like a big one.
Ooh, okay. A big one.
Ho, ho, ho. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
Going to Disney. The first one's Disney Channel. This is on the 22nd. It's The Naughty Nine. And this stars Danny Glover, Winslow Fegley, who's my wonderful Timmy Failure, who I love so much. Camila Rodriguez, director Alberto Belli, writers Jed Elenoff Scott and Scott Thomas. Mischievous 5th grader Andy finds himself without a present from Santa on Christmas morning. Realizing he must have landed on the naughty list and feeling unfairly maligned, Andy pulls together a team of 8 other naughty listers to help him execute an elaborate heist in Santa's village at the North Pole to get the presents they feel they deserve. Along the way, the group comes to realize that the very best way off the naughty list is to redirect their unique talents for good instead of mischief. What do you think, Jennifer?
Well, it looks like there was another one. When did that come out? Sorry, I was looking up the casting because the kid was also in Lilo Crocodile, right?
Yes.
And
his brother was in Pete's Dragon.
Oh,
so yeah.
Also,
so are they twins?
No, I think he's a little older. I forget his brother's name. But I get that they look a lot alike.
Sorry, what were you saying, Ryan?
Oaks Fegley. There's Oaks Fegley, and there's
just kidding. You don't get a turn.
It's Winslow Fegley and Oaks Fegley, and this one is Winslow Fegley.
Got it.
Anyway, Ryan, sorry. What were you saying?
No, you're good. You're good. I just wanted to say, like, how bad I feel for everyone involved with Timmy Failure. To be completely honest, I never saw it, but I'm not someone who's a fan of like just deleting something just because it's costing them money. So like Rachel's talked to me about it a ton of times, so I feel bad for everyone involved with that. I don't know where else to put it.
It's
here.
just wrong to that. Like over the years, like certain films do get lost, but not a year after it came out. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right to me. But so I agree. I think this sounds super cute. I'm into it. I like the story. Obviously, Danny Glover. It's got Timmy Failure in it. I think it sounds really fun. I'm gonna give it a diamond ring. I think it sounds like a really good movie for kids and cute. What do you think, Jennifer?
I have children.
Yeah, do you think your kids would?
And I think they would love it. It sounds like a really fun family movie. So because it's not something that I personally would like watch by myself, I gave it a sparkly orange.
But it is on the Disney Channel. Like, it's for kids.
Yes, right. And no, I mean, I don't have a problem with watching things for kids. But since we're just ranking these personally, I would call this a sparkly orange. But I think it's going to be a super fun family movie. And that kid has come out with stuff that we love, Lyle Live Crocodile. So I'd imagine it's going to be watched and rewatched at my house this Christmas.
What do you think, Ryan?
I'm going diamond. This is my first diamond of the episode. I was going into it thinking, okay, you're like I was kind of rolling my eyes, but then the more it went on, the more I was like, okay, I think I kind of see what they're doing here, and it grinded me down and it won me over.
Yeah. All right, so then we have Dashing Through the Snow, and this is on Disney Plus. Lil Ray Howery, Ludacris, and more, and director Tim Story, and writers Paula Pell and Scott Rosenberg. Eddie Garrick is a good-hearted man who has turned his back on Christmas due to the traumatic childhood experience. At the request of his wife, Allison, from whom he is separated, Eddie takes his 9-year-old daughter, Charlotte, to work with him on Christmas Eve, where they meet a mysterious man in a red suit named Nick. Eddie, who is a social worker, thinks the man is delusional and needs professional help. But when he evokes the wrath of a local politician, he and his daughter are taken on a magical adventure that just might restore his faith in Christmas.
That's Miracle on 34th Street.
Except for with a fantasy, more of a fantasy component. I actually am a bit of a defender of Tim's Story. I think he gets a little bit of a bum rap. But it has, I think, a pretty fun cast. I think it could be charming. Disney Plus, if it wasn't a Disney Plus original, I probably would give it a little, like, they just haven't in general been that good, except for Timmy Failure and a few other little ones. But still, I'm gonna give this one an orange. I think it sounds like it could be cute and funny. What do you think, Jennifer?
I think the same. I also gave it an orange. I think it sounded kind of a little whimsical the way they described it. So I think I'll definitely give it a shot. Sounds like it has potential.
What do you think, Ryan?
I'm going orange sock. I feel like there could be potential here, but I was literally reading this like, guys, it's Miracle on 34th Street. Is like the parent and the child, and then the parent is convinced that there is no Santa, and just the whole big thing. So I don't know. But again, I do like Lil Rel Howery. I think he can be funny. I do surprisingly like Ludacris. I think he can be good.
I love him.
So, there are things here where I'm like, okay, this could work for me.
Yeah. All right. Next, we have our first horror thriller, whatever, of the night. We've got Silent Night. And this stars Joel Kinnaman, Catalina Sarandino, and Kid Cudi. Director John Woo. On Christmas Eve, a man witnesses the death of his young son when the boy gets caught in crossfire between warring gangs. Recovering from a wound that cost him his voice, he soon embarks on a bloody and grueling quest to punish those responsible. Did you show Sean this trailer?
I think he showed me. I think he showed it to me. Yeah.
I was gonna say he must have seen this.
Yeah.
Maybe I watched it by myself on accident, like because we've been talking about it. And I was like, oh, what is that? But we watched it together for sure. But it has been watched.
This does look the most of the horror movies we're going to talk about. I do think this looks the most palatable as far as like, it doesn't look that scary. It's just action and blood and stuff. It doesn't really look scary. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, this is a big old diamond, like the Hope diamond. Like there is a lot of there. Like I've seen this trailer now a couple of times attached to movies I've seen recently.
Oh, really?
And every time I've seen it, I'm like, at first I was like, oh man, John Woo's making a comeback. Okay, that sounds cool. But then the more I think about it, it's like, I wonder if they make Joel Kinnaman not talk or something, because that's what I heard. And then it turns out like he's just literally the silent assassin. So, I mean, John Woo directs amazing action. So, there's going to be a lot of that. And it's around Christmas. So it just combines many things that I love. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hope Diamond.
I think for what it is, I'm going to give it an orange. And I might, if it's playing by me, I might go see it. It like, again, it doesn't look that like scary. It just looks like an action movie. What do you think, Jennifer? What are you going to give it?
Oh, it's so unbelievably complicated. I don't think this is actually scientifically accurate, but if I was to give it a diamond, it would be before it was under pressure, and it would be a big old pile of coal. I can't. I was really excited about what was the one with Hopper last year? Violent Night.
Yeah.
That looked like Die Hard at Christmas, and it was like,
yeah, I never saw that.
It was great. Quotation fingers. It was so gory.
Yeah, I did see. I did see that.
I
did see the Mel Gibson one, Fat Man.
Fat Man.
I like saw that.
It is weird, but it was weird, but it wasn't as violent as this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't do kids in peril. Like if I can avoid that at all, I will. So the premise in and of itself is just heart-wrenching, and then the trailer was so bloody. So it looks like a great version of what it is. It's just definitely not for me.
Right.
Not even a little bit.
I feel like the main thing with this movie is the taste issue. It's really going to be a mileage is going to vary. Like I say sometimes in my reviews, like your mileage is going to vary. I love it, or I am not a fan of it, but someone else might love it. So it's really just going to come down to it like to each their own, quite literally.
Yeah. So these Great American Family ones, I kind of want to go through them pretty quick because we got 20. So
there's a lot of them.
Yeah. So Destined to Christmas Once More, Shay Robbins, Casey Elliott, writer-director Brittany Whitcomb. In this sequel, Theo continues to miss connecting with his girlfriend Kim as he attempts to propose at Christmas. This was the most popular one that Great American Family had last year, and I do think it was actually the best. It was their first movie that they aired, but most of the time sequels are really terrible to rom-coms. So I'm going to give it an orange, but I don't know. Maybe canned oranges. What do you think, Jennifer?
I did not see the original. I was not super interested in the description. He continues to miss connecting. Like, dude, learn from the first movie. So I gave it cool.
Yeah. What do you think, Ryan?
Like, how does this dude have trouble communicating? We live in 2023. like there are so many like ways of. Anyway, it's weird.
Yeah.
So I'm going like orange flavored something, like an orange flavored candy cane.
Your orange flavored coal. Okay. So, 'Twas the Text Before Christmas, Merritt Patterson, Trevor Donovan, Director T.W. Peacock, writer Kara Russell, and an unexpected text message sent to the wrong number sets into motion a Christmas tradition with a new family over 3 separate years. And so this could be cute. It could be fine, I guess. I feel like we've done this a bunch. There was like a news story where this happened, and I feel like all the Christmas people were like, "Woo." But Jennifer, what would you think?
I think that the most positive reaction I had to this was because of the actual story where the guy accidentally texted someone and ended up going to their Christmas for several years or something. So
yeah,
the story is sweet, but I don't know, I gave it a suck.
What do you think, Ryan?
I don't know. This kind of reminded me of a movie earlier this year where like this girl like texted her ex's old phone number and like the person answered.
Oh yeah, was it Love Again?
Yeah, that's it. I think Celine Dion was involved in that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going sock.
Yeah, I also give it a sock. Okay, then we have Bringing Christmas Home. Joe Wagner, Paul Green, a professor of military history, teams with an antique store owner to track down the original owner of an historic World War II uniform and the love letters left in its pockets. So I like these two leads, Joe Wagner and Paul Green, but this sounds really boring to me. I'm going to give it a sock. What about you, Jennifer?
I think I was very close to giving it a sock until they mentioned love letters, and then I was like, ooh. So I gave it an orange. But it was a close call.
Yeah. What do you think, Ryan?
This kind of reminded me of Letters to Juliet. I don't know. That's maybe a deep cut. I don't know if you all know what I'm talking about.
I'm familiar.
Totally. Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of that. So I don't know. I feel like an orange flavored Airhead.
Okay.
Getting real creative.
Very
with
good.
The orange
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay. Then we have Journey to Christmas. Ash Sy and Joey Hayworth. While on charity press tour, a model ends up stranded by the weather at the family home of the driver she's hired to assist her for the week. So this one, it depends entirely on chemistry. This is very, very basic as it gets. If they have good chemistry, it could be fun. And the banter's good. We don't know the writer. But I am going to give it I don't know, coal dusted sock. It sounds pretty lame, but what do you think, Jennifer?
I gave it a sock. Like we said earlier, tropes are tropes for a reason. There's potential there. I like some stories that have that same sort of plot line, but nothing about this makes me go, oh, I need to watch this version of it. I just don't.
Yeah. What do you think, Ryan?
I'm going to go sock as well, and I guarantee there's going to be a scene where a woman is like, fine, I'll do it myself, and she goes to do it herself, fails miserably, and the guy is like, need a hand? That's going to be a scene. I guarantee.
Okay, then we have A Dash of Christmas. This is on the 4th, Laura Osnes, Christopher Russell, director Robin Doon, writers Bob Suras and Guy Yusub. A marketing executive must learn a recipe to get her dream job and ends up entered in a holiday bake-off with a dream baker. I like both these leads a lot, Laura Osnes and Christopher Russell. They're very charming, but this is a stupid plot. What executive their job is going to depend on learning a recipe? I mean, come on.
A Christmas executive.
Ridiculous.
And what is this recipe exactly?
Yeah, her dream job and ends up entered in a holiday bake-off with a dream baker.
Now, if it's like sugar cookies, then okay, you're good. But then it's something like creme brulee. Oh boy.
Like what dream? I mean, what dream job for a marketing executive requires her to enter the holiday bake-off? I mean, it's just ridiculous. What do you think, Jennifer?
Well, I surprisingly gave it an orange. I am a sucker for baking competition plot lines. I don't know why. I just am. So once you start actually thinking about it, it all falls apart. It's like you said, the plot is actual garbage.
Yes.
Like she has to learn a recipe. She didn't already know the recipe. Is she not in baking herself? Like it's competitively already. She just becomes a competitive baker. Like there's issues, like absolutely. But I can't help myself I gave it an orange because it's a baking competition with a romance. Sign me.
Yeah. What do you think, Ryan?
Coal dusted sock.
Okay. All right, then we have our Christmas wedding. Holly DeVoe, Drew Seeley, director Andrew Simek, writers Courtney McAllister, Patrick McBrady. In this sequel, roles reverse as Nicole's boss plans newly engaged Nicole and Michael's wedding in 2 weeks at Christmas. Do love Drew Seeley, but this gets a coal for me. I do not like wedding movies in general. I don't like the chaos of planning. It's just not for me, almost never. There are a few exceptions like Father's Bride or Greek Wedding or something like that. But in general, this sounds like not a Rachel movie. So Cole, what do you think, Jennifer?
I think that should be a new rating system. A Rachel movie, not a Rachel movie.
Yeah.
I also gave it Cole. I just nothing jumped out to me as interesting, and it just felt bizarre.
Yeah. Ryan, what
and
about
I never
you?
saw the first one.
Yeah. I don't think I did either.
I accidentally muted myself. My bad. I'm going Cole as well. And honestly, I looked at it and I'm like, well, at least there are no "we must save the farm" movies, Rachel.
Wait, we still got time. We still got time.
Welcome to the Pilot Podcast. My name is BJ.
And my name is Me Too, and we promise this promo is worth it, so please don't skip ahead.
We're two judgy friends who put our judgmental skills to work for you. We review the pilot episodes of new and popular shows and shows that our listeners request to answer your question, should I watch this?
Look, a lot of us are spending a lot more time at home, and yes, we should be reading and trying new projects and enriching ourselves, but does anything beat binging a great show?
Let us take the guesswork out of deciding what your next show will be. Tune in to The Pilot Podcast at thepilotpodcast.com.
Okay, so then we have Christmas Keepsake. This is Jillian Murray and Daniel Lissing. A father bonds with his daughter and stumbles upon an unexpected romance while tracking down the original owner of a Christmas time capsule. Snooze. No, thank you. Cole. Boring. Sounds really boring. What do you think, Jennifer?
I was more optimistic than you. I gave it an orange sock. I don't know. There's something about a father and his daughter bonding in a time capsule. There could be some fun there, some potential for cuteness. So orange sock.
What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, this is a Cole for me. And it really just comes down to, like, as soon as I saw time capsule, I'm like,
yeah, sounds like NyQuil. That's what we should give it. NyQuil.
There
Orange
will be
NyQuil.
Flashbacks, folks. There
Orange
will be.
NyQuil.
Okay, and then we had Blessings of Christmas, and this is Lori Laughlin, James Tupper, who I love, James Tupper, and Jesse Hutch. Director David Winning, writers Alfonso H. Moreno and Andrea Stevens. A TV chef is divinely inspired to take over her late aunt's charity with help from new friend and handsome business associate next door. I just think this sounds okay. Sounds generic, but Lori Laughlin's actually a pretty decent actress. And James Tupper is great. I'll always love him from Men in Trees. Very underrated show that I love so much. And Jesse Hutch is charming. Alfonso Moreno was a big writer on One Calls the Heart. David Winning's done a million of these. There's reason to be optimistic, I think, even though the plot sounds pretty basic. So I'm going to give this one an orange. What do you think, Jennifer?
Despite there being mention of a chef, I gave it Cole.
Cole.
Why did they mention she's his chef? I mean, we don't know what the charity is.
It's true.
But it's like feels like a misdirect.
She's divinely inspired. It comes from above.
Hard pass. Hard pass. All of it is suspicious. So Cole for me.
What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, Cole for me too.
Okay, I figured we would need a break from the Great American Family, and so we have our next horror is the Thanksgiving feature called Thanksgiving, starring Addison Rae, Patrick Dempsey, Milo Manheim, director Eli Roth, writer Eli Roth, Jeff Rendell. Thanksgiving is an upcoming American slasher film directed by Eli Roth from screenplay written by Jeff Rendell, story by Roth, and it is based on Roth's mock trailer of the same name from the Grindhouse movie. And this was a very scary trailer. It like the ending. Oh my gosh, I had my mouth on the floor. I couldn't believe it. Ah! So I definitely won't be seeing this film, but for people that like this kind of stuff, I think maybe you could give it like a black diamond for people that have black that like it's not for me, but for the people that like this kind of stuff, I think they'll like it. What about you, Jennifer? Do you agree?
Oh, yes, I do. There's not a chance I'm seeing this movie. I don't even think I finished watching the full trailer. I was like, I mean, I know I don't want to see it. Like,
yeah,
nothing in the trailer is going to make me go, oh, this composition of this shot makes me like, no.
It's a good thing you didn't, because that ending, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you said that. And I was like, I've either been traumatized to the point that I blacked out and don't remember, or I just didn't finish it.
An oven is involved.
Oh, no, I did not finish it. Okay, good.
It's
good
terrifying.
choice on my part then. So big old pile of coal.
Ryan, what about you?
I'm going to go orange on this one. And I actually like this trailer more than the both of you. I know that's a shocker.
Well, I think for what it is, it's good. Like, that's why I gave it a black diamond, but it's just not for me.
And my reasoning is that knowing that this is, well, not the Eli Roth side of things. I haven't honestly seen that many movies of his, but just the fact that this is based off of like a mock trailer that he did for a completely different movie, Grindhouse, that Quentin Tarantino directed.
Yeah.
Like, how much mileage can you get from something like that? That's my main concern.
Haven't they done some of the other movies that were the trailers?
I'm honestly not sure.
I feel like I remember hearing about that, but I can't think of the names. But they did one with Danny Trejo, I think.
Machete.
Yeah, I think that was the one. But I've never seen Grindhouse, so I don't know. But anyway, all right, let's get back to Great American Family. We have Santa
You now
Baby.
Return to your regularly scheduled.
And this is Aubrey Reynolds. Can theater director Lila rise to the challenge of putting on the perfect Christmas ballet while also discovering her office secret Santa in the process? That sounds pretty cute, I think. I'm gonna give that a orange. What do you think, Jennifer?
I'm just really digging our different perspectives on this. I gave it coal.
Oh,
I've seen it. I mean, there wasn't anything in there that made it sound new or refreshing to me.
I like the idea of figuring out the secret Santa. I think that sounds kind of fun to me.
I think the combination of the two just stresses me out. We got to put on the perfect Christmas ballet and mystery.
It is that's fair. It is a lot. What do you think, Ryan?
I mean, as a theater kid, I'm inclined to go a little more positive than normal, so I'm going to go those like little gummy oranges, not the gummy vitamins, but like.
I mean, theater directors usually don't do ballets. It's like very separate, like ballet and theater. But like dance companies put on ballets. But anyway, so A Paris Christmas Waltz. This is Jen Lilly, Matthew Morrison, Michael, and Janine Damian. In this sequel, a novice dancer pairs with professional to enter a renowned dance competition in Paris. And so the original was actually on Hallmark Channel, A Christmas Waltz, and is one of my favorites. I loved it. Ooh. And I love Michael and Janine. I'm so sad that this is on GAC. I'm hoping that it'll be on Tubi or, one of the other channels so that I get a chance to cover it, because I really loved the first one. It was so good with Lacey Chabert and Will Kemp. And I love Jen Lilly and Matthew Morrison from Glee. It's kind of fun to have him in this. So I do give this one a diamond ring. And I'm just sad that I probably won't get to cover it, but I just hope they put it on one of the other streamers so I can. And I think it sounds fun. What do you think, Jennifer?
I had it as a sock. I like Dancing with the Stars, which is kind of what this sounds like it's going to be. So that sounds interesting. Paris is interesting. But after all the fun things you just said, I've upgraded it to an orange sock. So it sounds like, for me, it could go either way.
Yeah. If you want to see a good Hallmark movie, it's called A Christmas Waltz.
I'm going to have to check out that other one.
With Lacey Chabert. It's really good. What do you think, Ryan?
I'm going sock on this one.
Okay. Then we have My Christmas Hero, Candace Cameron Bure, Gabriel Hogan, Dr. Martin Wood, writer Jim Head, an Army Reserve doctor tracks down her family's military history with the help of a new romance. So Martin Wood and Jim Head have made some pretty good ones. They are talented. And I like Gabriel Hogan. He's on Heartland. He's done a bunch of these movies. He's charming. Candace Cameron Bure can make good movies. Her movie last year for GAC was terrible. I hated it. This one sounds kind of boring to me, even with, talented people involved. So I am going to give it a like dirty sock. It just sounds a boring sock, plain sock, boring sock. What do you think, Jennifer?
I agree. I don't know. It just didn't sound appealing to me. And not that all of these, I guess, mention Christmas, but this doesn't mention Christmas at all.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
So I said dirty sock as well.
Yeah. What do you think, Ryan?
We are in agreement, dirty sock.
Okay.
Dirty sock for the win.
Okay, then we have My Christmas Hero. Oh, wait, I already did that. A Royal Date for Christmas, Danica McKellar and Damon Runyon. Director Bradley Walsh, writer Kara Russell. When a European duke arrives in the U.S., he realizes that his bags have been lost in transit. He has no choice but to be styled and ultimately inspired by Bella, the owner of the local boutique. I like these two leads. I do, but I gotta give this one a call. It sounds really stupid. But what do you think, Jennifer?
I agree. I also said Cole. This it is a trope and it's just dead. Just stop killing it, please.
What do you think, Ryan?
This Cole as well, and there will be a scene where the American shows the European something American and the mind will be blown.
Okay, then we have Christmas on Windmill Way. Krista Taylor Brown, Chad Michael Murray, Director Don McBrady, writer Billy Schofield. To save her family's legacy windmill, a woman must remind her ex-boyfriend of the best of their hometown. Cole, we were talking about save the farm, save the windmill. Even worse. No, thank you. Sorry, Chad Michael Murray. What do you think, Jennifer?
I put sock ? I don't even know what to do with this. Like, it's just so weird.
It's a legacy windmill.
A legacy
to
windmill.
Save her family's windmill.
And
I mean, how much investment can somebody really have in a windmill?
Well, and is her ex-boyfriend coming after the windmill? Like, she has to remind him of the best of their hometown. So he's just some sort of horrible person that wants to destroy their heritage windmill.
There's no other real estate in the whole town except for the legacy windmill.
I don't even know. I'm gonna say Cole, but like I said, I had sock ? I didn't even know what to do with that whole premise.
Yeah, what do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, this is going Cole as well, and I feel like Bill Burr talking about the movies where it's like they were the first all-black swim team. Get out of the pool! I feel like there's a subgenre of the family farm is on the line. We're going to build an office building.
Yeah, they always want to build the corporate headquarters in the middle of wherever the prize farm. Like there's no other land. There's nowhere else to build. You have to take down the historic theater or wherever, the rec center.
Even this movie I love from my childhood called Hoot. I don't know if you all have heard of this movie. It's about Logan Lerman and his two friends trying to save these owls, these baby owls underground, from being bulldozed and built built a pancake restaurant on top of it.
They love those pancakes.
It starred Clark Gregg from the MCU. Oh my
gosh, that's funny.
He's the villain. So Agent Coulson is the villain in that movie. He stands atop a bulldozer. Is like, here's your pancake house number 100. That's cinema right there.
That's crazy. Brie Larson's in it too.
Yeah,
that's true. Yes.
All right. Next, we have the Jingle Bell Jubilee. Aaron Agostino and Marshall Williams. A city manager recruits the help of a childhood friend in setting right his town's Christmas charity event while she sets to work setting him up with her close friend. Sorry, I like Aaron, but Marshall Williams has made so many bad ones of these, so that doesn't give me much hope, and it sounds so boring. I give it a Cole. What do you think, Jennifer?
I gave it a dirty sock. Just no.
Ryan?
I'm with Jennifer, dirty sock.
Okay. Then we have Meet Me Under the Mistletoe. Sarah Fisher, Simon R. Blaster. 2 rival realtors are forced to work together to sell one special house before Christmas. Nothing. I mean, we don't know that much about these, but it sounds terrible. Cole, Ryan, you agree, Jennifer?
Cole, absolutely. Yeah. 2 rival realtors, I'm out.
No, thank you. Ryan, you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Cole, honestly, 2 rival anything. You're like, well, they're gonna be a thing by the end.
This December, if people watching Great American Family are gonna be struggling. Yeah, they're gonna be heading back over to Hallmark. Sorry.
Somebody should get the Great American Family viewers an ice cream or something.
Yeah, it's really rough going. Peppermint and Postcards, Ella Cannon and Christopher Russell. Director Jim Cliff, writer Haley November. When a Christmas letter concerning her love life goes viral, one mom discovers the romance might be right at her door. It sounds like it could be cute. The idea of the mom, I'm assuming she's a single mom. That sounds kind of cute. She gets a Christmas letter, goes viral. I'm gonna give this an orange. What do you think, Jennifer?
I give this one a diamond.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was so
cute.
The trailer was really cute. Yeah, the letter, it was from the little girl. She wrote to Santa to ask to help her mom with her love life or something, and it went viral. It just looks super cute. I like that it's kind of like, it's nice to have things that are timeless, but it's also entertaining to have things that are of this time. And so this is very kind of relevant and entertaining. So
I bet you this one will be on Tubi, because it was an acquisition. Like, it's not a GAC trailer. It's like a regular trailer. So I'm guessing that this one will be available on one of the free streamers.
I hope it's as good as I think it'll be.
It may already even be on there.
But I should look for that.
Yeah. What do you think, Ryan?
I'm going sock.
Okay. Almost.
How dare you? No, I'm just kidding.
Got Designing Christmas with You. Susie Abermite, Liam McIntyre. With her career on the line, a decorator must work with an unexpected partner to showcase a house for an upcoming Christmas gala. Paul, it sounds super boring. No, thank you. Yeah. Party planning. No, thanks. What do you think, Jennifer?
Agreed. Cole. Just
Brian?
Also, didn't we just have this with the baking? Now it's the decorating. Good Lord, how many jobs are on the line? It is like you must
her
run
career on the line.
You must run the gauntlet of interior decorating. I don't know if it's even worth it.
Yeah. All right. So then we have 12 Games of Christmas. Johnny, Ramey, and Felicia Cooper, a group of old friends and neighbors, are transported into a Christmas-themed board game during a Christmas party. This could definitely also be a horror movie, but it sounds kind of fun. I would give this a small diamond. It could be fun. Transported into a Christmas-themed board game. That sounds bonkers. What do you think, Jennifer?
I agree. It could be fun. I gave it an orange. I'm optimistic on that one. It could go real bad, but it could be really, really fun and adorable. So hopefully it'll be.
What do you think, Ryan?
I don't know. The last time I saw anyone getting sucked into a Christmas themed anything, it was Krampus, and Lord knows that was not a happy end.
But that was a pretty good movie, though. I like it.
Oh no, it was a very good movie. I'm just saying that. Like, you never want to wake up and say to yourself, why is it so weird in here? And you end up in a snow globe.
Is this like the Jumanji of Christmas movies? Yeah, I think so.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. One left, A Royal Christmas Holiday, Brittany Underwood, Jonathan Stoddard, Director Fred Olin Ray. In search of her big break, a reporter arranges a Christmas interview with a European prince visiting the States. Will the reporter's big story become her love story? I like both these actors, Jonathan Stoddard and Brittany Underwood. So I am going to give it a sock, but it sounds pretty boring. What do you think, Jennifer?
Been there, done that. Lump of coal.
Cool. What do you think, Ryan?
Jennifer and I are simpatico, Cole.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, Hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies.
I think it's our last horror entry of the night. We have It's a Wonderful Knife, and this is on Shudder. And it's Justin Long, Jane Widdop, Cassandra Nod, and Joel McHale. Director Tyler McIntyre. A year after saving her town from a psychotic killer on Christmas Eve, Winnie Carruthers' life is less than wonderful, but when she wishes she'd never been born, she finds herself in a nightmare parallel universe and discovers that without her, things could be much, much worse. Now the killer is back, and she must team up with the town misfit to identify the killer and get back to her own reality. Now, I'm going to shock you all, and I actually think this sounds kind of clever and creative. And I think it's so brilliant to cast Justin Long as at least the suspected killer. It's clear in the trailer. They say that. And because he's just such a likable actor, and it was so smart to have him in Barbarian playing against type. And this is, I think, by the same or some of the same people. It sounds very like Happy Death Day-ish, and it looks a little scarier than that, but still, I actually, we might end up surprisingly covering this on the pod with my friend Lee McCoy, who runs Drum Dums. I thought it would be fun to maybe do a Christmas horror episode. We haven't done one of those in a couple of years, and so yeah, I think it actually sounds kind of fun. And so for a movie about a psychotic killer, that's saying a lot for me to say that. So I'm actually going to give it a diamond ring. I think it sounds, for what it's trying to be, it sounds pretty clever to me. What do you think, Jennifer?
I still am not a huge fan of this genre. This is, like you said, it feels close enough to like Happy Death Day or what was that? The new one that just came out on Amazon.
Freaky. No, wait, Totally Killer.
Totally Killer. Yeah. So that kind of Freaky would work though too, but those kinds of vibes. This feels like it's just on the line of what I would enjoy.
Well, it's so smart to take like a property that we know so well, so associated with Christmas and everything lovely, and to do the subversive take on it.
Absolutely.
It could be really cynical and terrible, but I just have this like faith in Justin Long that he wouldn't do that. He would be in something good. And
go ahead.
I was just going to say, and that Justin Long should be in another rom-com, because of course he was in He's Just an Inch You, and I love that. But him and his wife, they're married. Kate Bosworth, they have the cutest Instagrams in the entire world.
They're so
cute.
I
want them in a rom-com so bad.
I just don't want it to jinx them. They must be protected.
Right, that's true. That's good point.
But so I was going to say that one of the things I'm most excited about for this film in particular is Sean hasn't seen It's a Wonderful Life. So he has to watch it now in order to watch this and do the comparison. So someone gifted it to him last year.
Maybe he'd want to come on the episode with Lee. That would be fun.
Should talk to him.
That would be fun.
It'd definitely be worth asking. But like, I'm excited because I can't see how he can avoid watching It's a Wonderful Life before he sees this. So
yeah,
I gave it a sock. Like I said, it's not my thing, but it sounds like everything you said. Sounds like for what it's doing, it's very creative and clever.
Yeah.
And I might actually enjoy it. We'll see.
What do you think, Ryan?
This is a big old diamond from me. And, when I first heard this premise, I was like, oh, they finally made It's a Wonderful Life into a horror movie. No, thank you. Like, It's a Wonderful Life is just one of those movies that is just untouchable for me. It's one of the best. So, like, take that premise and just, like, turn it in. I'm like, no. This trailer won me over. And Justin Long, he really is a miracle worker. Like, he was great in Barbarian. Like, Barbarian was one of my favorite movies of last year. And that twist.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It was so unpredictable. I had no idea what was going to happen from scene to scene.
Yeah, and he made it work. And he's not the only good thing in Barbarian, but as soon as like that thing happens and then we see Justin Long cruising around PCH, I'm like, what just happened? And then
it was really smart casting.
Folds it in together and it's brilliant.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, then we have A Christmas Frequency. This on Hulu. Denise Richards, James Hyde, Ansley Gordon, Jonathan Stoddard again. Director Lindsay Hartley, writer Ansley Gordon. Richards stars as morning radio show host Brooke Watkins, who is not only secretly separating from her husband Todd, but hemorrhaging ratings on her show. When she finds out the show is being axed, Brooke's producer Kenzie Parker has the bright idea of setting up the host with a series of blind dates live on air to help Brooke find someone to take to the company's Christmas party. But things take an unexpected turn when Kenzie finds out Ben, a guy she's interested in, has applied to date Brooke. As Ben proves a hit with listeners, Kenzie finds herself having to choose between her heart and her job. Ooh. Okay, I don't know. So I don't like the fact that she's separating from her husband and then so soon already has feelings for this other person, and she evidently liked him even before they were separating, so that she's long.
No. The director had feelings for the guy, and that guy applied in to date
a guy she's interested in has applied to date Brooke.
Right, Kenzie. A guy Kenzie's interested in has applied to date Brooke.
Oh, I got it. Oh, that's right. There's two different things. Okay.
Yes.
So she's the radio show host who is not only secretly separating from her husband, but hemorrhaging ratings.
Brooke. Yeah, Brooke.
Producer I got it. Sorry, I'm the slow reader today. Yes. Okay, I got it. Maybe I'll give this a sock. What do you think, Jennifer?
I'm hemming and hawing. It is a lot going on. I think there's potential, but I give it a sock just because I don't know.
Yeah, you can read better than
I'd be willing to be proven wrong, but
what do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm going sock as well. There's too much like people leaving each other for people.
Yeah, it's a lot of drama.
I don't know. Like, I'm not the most romantic type in the world, but even I know I'm looking at this like I wouldn't even do half of what these people are doing.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. Okay, then we have Reporting for Christmas on Hulu. Tamara Feldman, D.B. Sweeney, who I love. He's so charming. Director Jack C. Newell, writer Adam Rockoff. Mary, a hardened big city reporter, is forced to take a break from her political beat in favor of a puff piece about a small town toy company. The assignment would be relatively simple until Mary meets the handsome and charming toy manufacturer Hank. The chemistry is obvious, but Mary must ask herself what she really wants for Christmas, her career, or a chance to true love. I do love D.B. Sweeney. I love him from Army Wives and many other projects, but this movie might have been fun in 2014, not in 2023. It sounds, I got to give it a call. Sorry, DB. What do you think, Jennifer?
Yeah, I gave it a stinky sock or dirty sock, whatever we're calling that one.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over the reporter angle.
Right.
And I just big time reporter meets small town. Again, I feel hypocritical because there's times that almost that exact plot line will be written and I'm like, oh, that sounds great. But this one I don't. It's the reason I don't like it. But I feel like there's nothing, no oomph.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So dirty sock.
What about you, Ryan?
I'm going Dirty Sock as well. Like this dude, like not wanting to be in the commercial. I'm just sitting there like, you're gonna be in the commercial, buddy. Like just stop the whole hemming and hawing and just get to the point.
Yeah. All right. Then we have the lone Netflix offering Best Christmas Ever. Starring Heather Graham, Brandy Norwood, Jason Biggs, director Mary Lambert, writers Todd Calgary, Gallicano, writers Todd Calgary, Gallicano, and Charles Shire. Charles Shire was married to Nancy Myers, so he did a lot of her, or his credit, has worked with her on a lot of her famous rom-coms, Father's Brides, things like that. So he does have a Baby Boom, stuff like that. And so he is a quality writer. Every year at Christmas, Jackie sends a cocky newsletter to her friend Charlotte. Fate brings Charlotte to Jackie's doorstep. As a result, Charlotte tries to prove that her friend's life is not perfect. Cole, this sounds mean. I don't know. I don't like this idea of this cat fighting. And what is fate brings Charlotte to Jackie's doorstep, and then she's trying to prove that she's doesn't have a perfect life. That sounds kind of mean to me. I don't know. I don't like it. What do you think, Jennifer?
I gave it a sock. It's got Brandy in it, so that automatically gives it a whole bunch of points.
Yeah, that's true.
But I'm not sure I totally understood the plot.
Yeah.
I think
what does it mean? Maybe fate brings Charlotte to Jackie's door.
I think there's 3 friends. So I think Charlotte and Jackie kind of team up against the perfect one. Something like
their
that.
friend's life. Once again, you're a better reader than me. Yes, you're right.
Well,
but still, I don't like that.
It's confusing. It's very complicated. It shouldn't be. As a result,
Charlotte tries to prove that her friend's life is not perfect. Okay, yeah. So there's a third
I think
friend.
So they're jealous, but yeah, it sounds ugly and petty and catty, and if it was like a character arc for the one that's putting out the newsletter, that's one thing. But like, if these girls are just going to knock her down a peg or two. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
So Brandy's the only one that got that one up for me to suck.
Brandy and Charles Shire, yeah, they would maybe suck, but the plot. Ooh. What do you think, Ryan?
It's a big old Cole for me.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I was reading this plot, I'm like, this is starting over a newsletter. Newsletter.
I don't like that. Yeah. Okay, then we have on Amazon Candy Cane Lane, Eddie Murphy, Tracy Ellis Ross, Jillian Bell, and director Reginald Hudlin, writer Kelly Younger. Eddie Murphy stars in this holiday comedy adventure about a man on a mission to win his neighborhood's annual Christmas home decoration contest. After Chris inadvertently makes a deal with a mischievous elf named Pepper to better his chances of winning, she casts a magic spell that brings the 12 days of Christmas to life and wreaks havoc on the whole town. At the risk of ruining the holidays for his family, Chris and his wife Carol and their 3 children must race against the clock to break Pepper's spell, battle deviously magical characters, and save Christmas for everyone. In the trailer, it looked like they actually went into the magical world to me. Like it was like a Christmas village or something. But I think this, I'm gonna give it a diamond ring. I think it will be, it's such a great cast. I think it'll be funny. I hope it'll be charming, whimsical. I don't know. What do you think, Jennifer?
I gave it an orange at first. Yeah. I was like, oh, National Lampoon again, gross. Not a fan. I'm notorious for not liking National Lampoon at all. But then it went into the like weird promise with an elf, and it got real creative, and the 12 Days of Christmas made me think of The Office, and like Andy bringing birds into the office. So there is enough shenanigans in here to spice things up and make things interesting. And I might, let's do sparkly orange even. I'm very hopeful that one's going to be
an orange ring pop.
Orange ring pop.
There you go.
What do you think, Ryan?
I'm going orange on this one, if for nothing else, because of Eddie Murphy. Like even at like imagine that like golden child, like bottom of the barrel Eddie Murphy. I still root for Eddie Murphy. The dude is legit, like really funny. So I always go out of my way.
Yeah. And Tracy Ellis Ross, she's good. I mean, it's a great cast. Okay, then we have Merry Little Batman on Amazon. Jonas Kibri, Luke Wilson, James Cromwell, and David Hornsby. Director Mike Roth. Writer Morgan Evans. When young Damian Wayne finds himself alone in the Wayne Manor on Christmas Eve, he must transform into Little Batman in order to defend his home and Gotham City from the crooks and supervillains intent on destroying the holidays. We don't have a trailer for this, and I think that will help a lot. But it almost seems like Home Alone meets Batman in the plot, doesn't it? So I'm going to give this an orange. I think it could be fun. What do you think, Jennifer?
In all caps, I have what with 3 question marks. Like, I don't even know. I feel like because of my familial links, I should say Diamond immediately, just because it involves superheroes. To be fair, Justice League, Comfort and Joy is one of my favorite Christmas episodes to watch.
This is animated, if people didn't know.
Yes, and the episode I just mentioned is also animated.
And this is, I guess there's going to be a spin-off series, Bat Family, from Warner Brothers Animation.
Oh, heavens.
Yeah, it says Merry Little Batman has been picked up alongside the spin-off series Bat Family. Yeah.
I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna stick with my what and not rate it because I don't know. He's already a superhero.
We are excited to partner with Amazon to begin an all-new animated chapter of Batman, from the cinematic noir storytelling of Batman Caped Crusader to the comedic adventures of Merry Little Batman and Bat Family. These new projects ensure that there will be an animated Batman story ready to excite fans of all ages. It's the president of Warner Brothers Animation.
I wonder, like, I am so tempted to just go get Sean and be like, have you heard about this? And see what happens, because
yeah. What do you think, Ryan?
Jennifer's having some Vietnam flashbacks right now.
I don't know.
I
just don't get
it. Jennifer, you brought up that the Justice League animated show. I love that show to pieces. Like, it's in this bookshelf somewhere, the whole series. Like, you definitely can't see it, but trust me, it is there. So I
trust you.
I do have a love for that. Batman the animated series, of course.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. There was no trailer for this as far as I'm aware. I need to see that first. I'm at least going orange.
Yeah, it'll help once you have the trailer. Yeah.
And don't watch the one that's out there now. It's not a real trailer, and it is dreadful.
Right.
That's
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we have How to Fall in Love by Christmas. This is on Roku. It's Terry Hatcher, director Michael Kennedy, writer Ansley Gordon. A beloved writer turned CEO must save her company by writing a column on her falling in love by the holidays, which is complicated by the handsome photographer who has been assigned to the piece. I think this one will entirely depend on the chemistry. I do like Terry Hatcher, and I really liked the Hallmark movie she made, Kiss Before Christmas, a couple of years ago. It was one of my favorites. But it's hard to just know without a trailer. But I'm going to give it an orange, just on hope that I think it sounds like it could be kind of fun. It could be really boring. But what do you think, Jennifer?
Clinging to optimism here, yeah. I gave it a sparkly orange. It sounds kind of like a holiday version of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yeah, even the title, How to Fall in Love by Christmas.
Yeah. So I love Terry Hatcher. Like you said, the chemistry is going to probably determine it. But I think there's opportunity. So fingers crossed. Don't let me down, Terry.
What do you think, Ryan?
I'm going to go orange on this one. I thought it sounded promising.
Yeah. Okay, then we have Journey to Bethlehem. This is a feature. Milo Manheim, Antonio Banderas, Fiona Paloma, director Adam Anders, and writer Adam Anders. Classic Christmas melodies and modern pop songs tell the story of a young woman with an unimaginable responsibility, a young man from between love and honor, and torn between love and honor and jealous king. So the interesting thing about this movie is that as soon as we finish this, I'm not kidding, I'm watching the screener because I'm interviewing the director tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So I hope it's good.
Big time Rachel in the house.
Adam Anders, I'm interviewing him tomorrow. Trailer actually looks pretty good, pretty solid. I mean, faith-based films, they can be a mixed bag, but this looks pretty well made. I think the songs kind of fun. I think if there is a movie that could be a sleeper Sound of Freedom hit this fall, I think this could be, if like the congregations go and it is good and becomes kind of a thing. I could see. It has a good cast. I feel like there's potential here. That's why I agreed to interview him, obviously. So I'm going to give it an orange. I am hopeful. I think it looks pretty decent for a faith-based film. What do you think, Jennifer?
All I wrote in mine, again in all caps, is terror. It looks really good to me. The music sounded really good, but like I said, faith-based films are such a mixed bag, and you've got to walk that line between respecting the source material and then making it fun. And I don't know. I'm terrified. I really, really want to like it. It looks like it could be really good, but faith-based films are just...
It depends on if they just tell a story or if they are trying to lead a ministry. That's when they are usually weak, is the faith-based films that aren't just satisfied to just tell a good story. And so what do you think, Ryan?
I mixed emotions. On the one hand, it's by Affirm Films, and Affirm, they've produced, I believe they produced I Can Only Imagine and Jesus Revolution.
Those are good.
So their track record is very solid.
I actually just finally watched Jesus Revolution on the plane. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah.
Because they're not afraid to have flawed characters. They're not afraid to have people that grow and change. And that's what you want in a faith story, but they're so afraid sometimes that because there's a certain part of that audience that is just terrified of anything that's seen as like a bad influence or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. We're definitely getting out of the days where you say it's a good faith-based movie, like, wait, PureFlix actually did something good? No. Like, there's more options out there now.
The Irwin brothers, they have made a lot of good ones. They're definitely
their story company. That's their company. So Affirm, they've done some very good things as well.
Yeah.
But the musical side of things, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like, when they started singing, I was like, this is different, and different isn't always good.
Right.
So I don't know. This is very much a mixed bag for me. I'm gonna go orange, but barely.
Well, I'll let you know.
Please text me immediately when you finish. I want to know the instant it's over.
I'm like, would it be better to just do the interview having not seen it? And then I could be like blissfully naive, but no. Okay, then we have The Holdovers, another feature on the 27th. Paul Giamatti, Dominic Sessa, Divine Joy Randolph, director Alexander Payne, screenplay David Harrington. A curmudgeonly instructor at New England prep school remains on campus during Christmas break to babysit a handful of students with nowhere to go. He soon forms an unlikely bond with a brainy but damaged troublemaker and with the school's head cook, a woman who just lost a son in the Vietnam War. So I think this looks great. I think it looks like one of the great movies of 2023, not even just Christmas movies. The script looks wonderful, performances. I'm really hyped to see it. And so I'm full on Diamond Ring. I would be disappointed, and maybe that's the problem, to have too high expectations, but if it's not one of my favorite movies of the year, I'll be really surprised. I love Alexander Payne. He's made lots of good movies. It just looks so funny and so well done. Everybody I know who's seen it at festivals has enjoyed it. So I'm hyped. I think it looks really good. What do you think, Jennifer?
Big old diamond ring. Reminded me a lot of Dead Poet Society. I just
except not as depressing.
Please. But it had that capsule, that time capsule.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like it was cut from the same time period.
How dare that son he wanted to be in a play. The parents act like it's the worst thing in the world.
Oh my word.
Dead Poet Society. Our son is betraying us being in a play.
Super. Let's forget the sad part and go with the motivational happy part.
Yeah.
That's the kind of feeling that I got.
Yeah.
It looks almost like not quite a Christmas Carol, but like the Scrooge redemption arc sort of a feel. Too. So I'm terrified but excited because it looked really, really good.
It does. I agree. What do you think, Ryan?
Big ol' Hope Diamond from me.
Yeah.
I think this looks really, really solid. I love Paul Giamatti in pretty much everything. He does not miss for me. So I have many. Jennifer, you're shaking your head, and I don't know why.
He does not. He does not miss. He's
even Big Fat Liar.
He does not miss.
Have you seen Big Fat Liar, Jennifer?
No, I have not.
You need to see it. Your kids will love it. It's so hilarious. Good. It's so good. Yeah,
it looks. It's been on my list.
Yeah,
Frankie Muniz in his Malcolm in the Middle prime, and then Paul Giamatti.
Yeah,
and it, basically Paul Giamatti turns blue.
Amanda Bynes, hilarious.
All the context you're getting.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
okay.
I know
your kids on our list.
You will. They will love it. I know they will.
Yes.
Okay, so then we have Xmas. I just added these two today. On Freevee on the 17th of November, Leighton Meester, Robbie Amell, and Donna Benedicto, a friend of the podcast, Donna. When Graham decides to surprise his family by traveling home for Christmas, he is shocked to discover them already celebrating with unexpected guest of honor, his ex-fiancée, Allie. The two exes battle it out to see who the family will pick to stay through Christmas Day and who must go and let the chaos begin. And normally if I would read that description, I'd be like, oh, catfighting, that sounds terrible. But I thought this trailer really sold it well. I don't know if you got a chance to watch it, but I just added it today. But I thought it looked genuinely funny. And I was like, this sounds good. I'm excited. So I actually would give this a small diamond. I think the trailer really won me over. And I think it could be funny. And the idea, like, there is some truth to the fact that just from the relationships that my siblings have been in that haven't worked out, like, we kind of, especially if they dated them for a long time, it's like, oh, they've kind of become part of the family, and then all of a sudden they're not in the family anymore. So that part of the dynamic, like, believing if they really didn't think he was coming home, but inviting her to stay, like, I could picture that seems believable. So that's a funny plot. And I hate Xmas, that's a terrible title, but I thought the trailer looked funny, so I'm optimistic. What do you think, Jennifer?
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything you just said is what I would have said. The trailer looks hilarious. I did stop watching the trailer because I felt like it was going a little bit too into showing us all the things that are going to happen. But I mean, the things that we did see looked really funny, and like you said, it's kind of plausible. Like, it makes sense. It's not so fabricated like a lot of these films where you have to just make this thing happen to where this person feels betrayed, or like you said, this feels completely realistic and like it could happen. So I gave it a small diamond as well.
Yeah, like, I could picture like my parents be like, if they really didn't think that one of my siblings was coming home and being like, hey, so and so that they dated, like, oh, come over for Christmas or whatever. Imagine,
especially if they like bump into them at the store or something. Like, there's all sorts of really organic ways that can actually happen.
But what do you think, Ryan?
I'm going orange.
Yeah. All right, last one. The Heiress of Christmas, the Sun movie. Katrina Maria and David Pinnard, director Michelle Neal, and writer Mark Valenti. Lauren, heiress to a department store in the Hamptons, is put to the test by her grandmother. In an attempt to motivate her, Lauren navigates her way through working at the store during the busiest time of the year, Christmas. There's really nothing here. I think it's a Cole. I mean, there's just nothing. What do you think, Jennifer?
Did you watch the trailer?
They kind of show you everything too.
They show you everything. It's Cole.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't want to sit through the beginning part to get to the redemption arc, and everyone's just making such stupid choices at the beginning. It's like, you could obviously have avoided this entire situation if you just made better choices, which I'm sure other people say looking at my life. But It's always easier to judge somebody else. But
what do you think, Ryan?
I'm going Cole as well. This
Yeah.
did nothing for me.
Yeah. Well, there we go. We gave a lot of Coles, but we gave some diamond rings. So, and we covered a lot of variety. So let us know. And if you listen to this whole episode, put in your comment, put hashtag all the rest preview fun. And then we'll know that you listened to the whole thing, because this was a long one, but it's really fun. Thanks so much for doing this, both of you, and hope you have wonderful Christmas seasons. And if you get to watch any of these, you have to update, tag Hallmarkies Podcast. Let us know what you think. So that'll be fun. And Jennifer, do you want to share your Twitter or anything like that?
Sure. Yeah, I'll do my Twitter.
So how do people
now?
follow you? Yeah, how can people follow you?
Right now? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Jennifer, how can people follow you?
I'm Twitter at PB and Jedi.
Great. And Ryan?
Well, people can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at RyanCam20. I'm not exactly sure when this podcast goes live, but as I sit now, I am at 382 subscribers. I am within like a stone's throw of 400, which is something I never thought I would say, but it's crazy to think I'm so close. This is being recorded in October, so Scary Mania is still going strong. I got Scorsese month coming in November. I'm going to be reviewing Casino, King of Comedy, The Departed, and Wolf of Wall Street, all Scorsese movies I've never seen before, because even though Killers of the Flower Moon is coming out this month, I decided November seemed like a good time to review some Scorsese stuff. Cool. And then Chris Mania 2 is going to be in December, 25 Christmas movie reviews in 25 days. I don't think I can do as much as Rachel does every year, but I'm working my way up to it.
Yeah, we'll look for your review of the Merry Little Batman.
I cannot wait to talk to Sean about this.
Like,
that's the first thing I'm going to say when I get downstairs. Have you heard of this?
Yeah. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So check that out. Also, make sure you're following the podcast at Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all of our social media. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews 5 stars for us. And that helps people find the podcast. It really, especially during this holiday season, please. And if you are listening on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Most of our viewers on YouTube aren't subscribers. So if you're in that camp, please subscribe. It really helps the algorithm a lot. And like the video. And then we also have our Patreon group, which is the biggest way that you can support us. And we sure appreciate that support. And we give watch-alongs and other great opportunities throughout the year where you can meet talent and have a ton of fun. And then we also have the merch store. We got a whole bunch of new Christmas merch at the merch store, where we kind of went with a Barbie inspiration as part of our Christmas, an homage, you might say, to Barbie. So it's pretty fun. So please take a look at that, and we sure appreciate it. And thanks so much, everybody. Thanks to both of you, and Merry Christmas. Bye.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Bye. Merry Christmas.